Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. I'm David, and today we're talking about something many people find difficult: saying no. This word might seem simple, but it can be hard to use, especially when we don't want to hurt someone's feelings or start a conflict. Saying no is important for keeping balance in our lives. It helps us protect our time, energy, and well-being. In this episode, we will explore how to say no politely, effectively, and without feeling guilty.
We often say yes because we don't want to disappoint others. We want to be seen as helpful, friendly, and easy to get along with. Many of us are taught from a young age that saying yes is the right thing to do. However, if we say yes too much, we might take on too many tasks. This can make us feel very stressed. When we have too many things to do, we can get tired and stressed. We might even feel upset or angry. This is not good for our well-being or our relationships. Today, we'll talk about how to stop this cycle. We'll learn how to say no in a way that is respectful and makes us feel strong.
That's right, David. Many people know the feeling of being very stressed because they've taken on too much. We often worry that if we say no, people will think badly of us. They might think we are not good team players. But the truth is, saying no when we need to is a sign of strength. It shows that we understand our limits and want to keep a healthy balance in our lives. Saying no is not selfish. It's about being realistic with your time and energy. When you say no, you are not rejecting the person. You are simply saying you cannot do what they ask. This is an important difference to understand.
It helps to change how we think about saying no. Instead of seeing it as something negative, think of it as a chance to set limits and take care of yourself. When you say no to something that isn't important to you, you are saying yes to yourself and what really matters. This new way of thinking can make it easier to say no. You're not just turning something down. You're making a positive choice for yourself.
Let's look at some common situations where saying no might be necessary. For example, imagine your coworker asks you to help with a project, but you already have too much work. You might feel pressure to say yes because you want to be helpful. But if you take on more work, your other tasks might suffer. In this case, a good way to say no could be, "I'd love to help, but I have too much work right now. Maybe we can talk about it after I finish my current tasks." This response shows that you want to help, but you also make it clear that you are busy at the moment.
That's a great example, David. It shows how important it is to be clear and honest about your situation. When you are open about your tasks, people are more likely to understand and respect your no. Remember, you don't need to give a long explanation. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't," is often enough. The key is to be firm but polite. If you seem unsure, the other person might try to change your mind. But if you say no, with confidence and kindness, they are more likely to accept it without any bad feelings.
Saying no can be even harder with friends and family. These are the people we care about the most, and we want to be there for them. But even in close relationships, it's important to set limits. For example, let's say a friend asks you to babysit their kids at the last minute, but you've already planned to take some time for yourself. It might be tempting to say yes because you want to help, but if you do, you might end up feeling tired and upset. In this case, you could say, "I'm really sorry, but I already have plans for tonight. I hope you can find someone else to help." This response shows that you value your own time, but you still care about your friend.
Yes, and that brings us to an important point. Saying no helps protect your personal time. We live in a world that often praises being busy and getting a lot done, but it's important to remember that rest and downtime are just as necessary. If we don't take time to rest, we might burn out. This can affect our health, relationships, and work. So, learning to say no to protect your personal time is not only okay, it's important.
Let's think about another situation. What if you're invited to an event that you really don't want to attend? Maybe it's a party where you won't know many people. Or maybe it's a work event that feels more like something you have to do than something fun. In these cases, you might feel pressured to say yes just to be polite. But it's okay to say no if it's something you're not interested in. You could say, "Thank you for the invitation, but I have other plans." Or you could simply say, I appreciate the invite, but I'm going to pass this time. It's important to be polite and honest. It's better to say no politely than to agree and then regret it later.
That's so true, David. Sometimes saying no is about taking care of your mental and emotional health. For example, if someone asks you to do something stressful, it's okay to say no. You don't need to explain your reasons in detail. A polite, "I'm sorry, I can't do that," is enough. Protecting your mental health is just as important as protecting your time or energy. When we say no, we create space for the things that truly make us happy, like spending time with loved ones, enjoying hobbies, or simply relaxing.
Saying no can also lead to better relationships. It might seem surprising, but when we set limits and speak honestly, we build trust and respect in our relationships. People like to know where they stand and what they can expect from us. If we always say yes when we really mean no, it can lead to frustration and misunderstandings. But when we're clear and consistent, it strengthens our connections with others. For example, if you're always the one who is asked to organize events or take on extra tasks at work, saying no when you're busy can encourage others to help out. It might even inspire them to set their own limits, creating a good environment for everyone.
That's a great point, David. Saying no can be a way to show respect for yourself. When you respect your own time and energy, others will respect it too. It shows that you value yourself and your well-being. And let's not forget, saying no also gives you more time to say yes to the things that truly matter. When you're not overloaded with the tasks that don't match your priorities, you can focus on what brings you joy.
Let's dive a little deeper into this idea of prioritizing what truly matters. Imagine you have a goal that's really important to you, like learning a new skill or spending more time with your family. Every time you say yes to something that isn't part of this goal, you're taking time away from what's truly important. This is why saying no is so valuable. It helps you stay focused on your goals and the things that bring you happiness and fulfillment.
That's so true, David. Let's consider another example. Imagine you're trying to get healthier and you've decided to exercise regularly. A friend invites you to go out for a late-night party. You know that if you go, you'll be tired the next day and might skip your workout. In this case, saying no helps you stick to your plan. You could say, "Thanks for inviting me, but I have to get up early tomorrow for my workout. Maybe we can catch up another time." This way, you stick to your goal and are still polite to your friend.
Exactly, Sarah. Saying no can also protect your energy. We all have a limited amount of energy each day. If we spend it on things that aren't important to us, we won't have enough left for the things that matter. By saying no to things that drain your energy, you can save it for the activities and people that truly make a difference in your life.
That's such an important point, David. Sometimes we feel like we have to do everything and please everyone. But the truth is, we can't do it all. And that's okay. It's better to focus on a few things that are really important to us. This way, we can do them well and enjoy the process. Saying no helps us create space for what really matters.
Let's also talk about how saying no can set a good example for others. When you say no to something that doesn't match your values or priorities, you're showing others that it's okay to do the same. You're teaching them that it's important to take care of themselves and focus on what really matters. This can create a positive effect, where more people start setting healthy limits and living more balanced lives.
That's such a powerful idea, David. We often forget that what we do can affect others. By saying no when we need to, we're not just helping ourselves, we're also helping those around us. We're showing them that it's okay to put themselves first sometimes. And that's a message that many people need to hear.
As we wrap up our discussion, let's remember that saying no is not a bad thing. It's a way to set healthy boundaries and take care of yourself. It's okay to say no when you need to, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. Start practicing by saying no in small situations, and soon you'll find it easier to do in more challenging ones. Remember, saying no is a skill you can develop over time. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
That's right, David. And for our listeners, we hope you found today's episode helpful. Learning to say no is one of the most important skills you can develop. It's not just for your own well-being, but also for the quality of your relationships and your overall happiness. It's about finding balance and making sure that you're living a life that's true to your values. So, take these tips to heart and don't be afraid to start saying no when you need to.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and found it useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We have many more episodes on different topics that we think you'll enjoy. Until next time, take care, and remember, it's okay to say no.